Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class 12th. Hope you're fine. As now we are reading a lesson titled as the Rattrap. In today's class, we'll be discussing from para 2nd, page 41 of the text Flamingo. Now let's period it. Now let's start. After that, Christmas Eve at Ramstu passed just as it always had. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep the whole forenoon. He lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. At noon they woke up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare, but after that he slept again. It seemed as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly, as safely as here at Ramstu. Dear students, in these lines the writer says that the peddler went to sleep after having food. He did not cause harm to anybody and lay down on the sofa in the guest house. He was once woke up in the afternoon, but after having his lunch he again went to sleep. It was like as if he had never got the chance to sleep so peacefully. That's why. And he has got at this place. That's why he went to sleep for a very pretty long time. Now, next para. In the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke up. They woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room, blinking as though the candlelight hurt him. But after he disappeared again, 2 hours later, he was aroused once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas fish and porridge. Dear students, in these lines the writer says that in the evening the family woke him as they had to light up the Christmas tree. He stood there blinking as if he was getting hurt by the bright light of the candles. As if he was hurt by the bright light of the candles, he again went to sleep. Finally, they called him again for the dinner of Christmas fish and porridge. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around. This is text. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said thank you and good night. But when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand that it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. He did not have to return it, and if he wanted to spend next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace and be sure that no evil would befall him, he would be welcomed back again. So, in these lines, it says that after the dinner was over, the peddler thanked everybody who was present there. The ironmaster's daughter said that the clothes which were given to him to the peddler were a Christmas present for her father, so he could carry them with him. She even invited the peddler to be with her family for the next Christmas Eve, and promised that nothing would happen to him. The man, now this text, the man with the red traps did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. The next morning, the next morning, the ironmaster and his daughter got up in good season to go to the early Christmas service. The guest was still asleep, and they did not disturb him. In these lines, there are two words. Let me tell you the meaning of these two words. First word is that is boundless. Boundless means limitless. Now, second word is amazement. Amazement means wonder. In these lines, the lines which we read, in these lines, the peddler did not have answer to this and stared at the girl with wonder. Next day, both Ironmaster and his daughter went for the Christmas service early in the morning. They did not disturb their guest as he was asleep. Now text. When when at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church. When at about 10 o'clock they drove back from the church, the young girl sat hung hung her head and hung her head even more dejected than usual. At church she had learned at church she had learned that one of the old crofters of the ironworkers had been robbed by men who went around selling rat traps. Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Here is a word that is dejected. Dejected means sad. In these lines, the writer says that both Ironmaster and his daughter had come to know that a rat trap seller had stolen money from the old crofter. They realized that he was the same man whom they had over as a guest. The Ironmaster said that it was his daughter who insisted to give shelter to a thief and was wondering that how many silver spoons had been stolen by him. Now take a step. The wagon. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps when the ironmaster asked the valet whether the stranger was still there. He added that he had heard at church that he had heard at church that the man was a thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone and that he had not taken anything with him at all. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Willman's son was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. Here it says that Ironmaster, on reaching home, inquired about the peddler from the valet. He also told that he was a thief. To his surprise, the valet told him that the peddler instead of taking something, had left a small Christmas gift for Miss Willman's son. Now, text. The young girl. The young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up that the contents came into view at once. She gave a little cry of joy. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay 3 wrinkled 10 kroner notes. But that was not all. In the rat trap also lay a letter written in the large, jagged characters. Honored and noble Miss. This was what written. This is what was written in the letter. That is, honored and noble Miss. Since you have been so nice to me all day long, as if I was a captain, I want to be nice to you in return, as if I was a real captain. For I do not want you to be embarrassed at this Christmas season by a thief, but you can give back the money to the old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for poor wanderers. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat who would have been caught in this world's rat trap if he had been raised to captain. If he had been raised to captain, because in the way he got power to clear himself, written with friendship and high regards, Captain Von Settle. So, in these lines, the writer says that the Iron Monster's daughter opened the gift. It was so roughly packed that she could not easily guess what was inside in the packet. After apart from a rat trap and three chrono notes, there was a letter. The peddler had thanked his host, who had taken care of him as if he was a real captain. In return, he gifted her a rat trap and also requested her to return the stolen money to the old man. He said that it was she who left him free from the rat trap by raising his status from that of a mere peddler to that of a captain. At last he undersigned it as Captain Von Stale. Thank you very much.